Hey guys, I thought we got it right the first time. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm about to have Colleen McCoy join me. She's with Brick and Mortar Properties in Carson City, Nevada. I didn't tag her in the last video, so let me see if she is able to join on this video. And what we're going to be talking about today while we wait for her is if you are a landlord and you're renting your property out, you or should you allow pets? And this is a question that I get actually every week. And so that's what we're going to be talking about as soon as Colleen joins us. There she is. Hey, Colleen.
Hi.
Hey, that was my bad. For some reason, it wouldn't let me add you on the other video for whatever reason.
No worries.
Okay, cool. Well, I wanted to bring you in and I wanted to talk about a question that I probably get on a weekly basis. I don't know about you, but that question is, should I allow pets in my rental property? And do a lot of investors ask you the same thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's always, I don't want to, but should I?
Exactly. So let me give you my take, and then I want to see kind of how you handle this question from investors, Colleen. So
Sure.
people love their animals, and I wish I could say I'm an animal lover, but I don't have any pets, so it's not really my thing. But when I'm renting properties out, I always have that fact in the back of my mind is the majority of people that I come across have pets. And so when I have a client that is like deathly afraid of accepting pets in their rental property, I basically tell them that first of all, number one, it's your choice. But number two is when you don't allow pets, then you severely limit the pool of eligible tenants in your that apply or qualify for your property. And so
Right.
the way we do it here, especially if I get somebody that has a lot of apprehensions, is that I say, well, how about we do this? We say on the listing, pets are okay on a case by case basis and must be approved by the owner. And usually when
Right.
I tell our investors that, they're like, okay, I feel better, I'm able to approve them. How do you normally handle that question?
Same exact way, case by case basis.
Okay.
Um, I saw a statistic recently where it was like 75% of US renters have pets.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so if you think about it, you are limiting your search of renters down to 25% of the market
Yeah,
just by excluding that.
absolutely. That's a big number. That's higher than I
Yeah,
thought it was actually.
yeah. I believe it. I went back into my portfolio and looked, and I have about 75%
Okay.
with pets as well. And so I think if you do case by case basis, for sure,
Hmm.
um, and you screen the tenant and the previous landlord and get the recommendation of the pet thoroughly, and you cover all your bases, obviously there's that extra fee involved. I'm not sure what you guys do for pets, but security deposits increase, pet fee application for the pet, everything involved. You cover everything. You're still going to get a good tenant, and if you have the reference for the exact pet that's coming into the property as well, you have more options when picking your tenant.
Absolutely. Now, do you make your pet deposit fully refundable or only partially refundable?
It's added to the security deposit.
Okay. That's how
So,
we do it too.
yeah.
And then do your tenants have to pay a monthly pet fee, or how do you do that?
Mhm. Yep, yep. The increase on the security deposit goes up anywhere between
Same
$300 to $500.
here.
And then the pet fee is 30 a month.
Okay, perfect. That's right along lines of what we charge as well. Now, you talked about pet screening, which I know at the PM Grow Summit that we went to a few
Mhm.
months back, there was this service that
Right.
basically screens pets. So, do you use that service, or do you do something differently?
I did. I recently set it up. So in the future, from now on, I'm going to be using it. I haven't implemented it up until today, but now I'm ready to start using it.
I love
Have you used it?
No, I haven't used it. I love the idea, but I guess I'm curious, like, how does a pet apply? I mean, in your research program, where do they get data?
Um, so I believe I have to go back and double check everything, but I believe that um, the pet has to have all their shot records up to date.
Okay.
You have to have a photograph of the dog or cat, the pet. You have to, I'm not really sure everything involved in it, but they just verify all the information is uploaded into the system so that the landlord, the tenant, everybody has access to that info.
Love it. Love it. I think I'm going to start doing that. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah. And then it helps with service animals. There's no charge to do the pet screening for service animals, but it gets all the documentation in one place
Okay.
so that you have your um, authorizations and everything on file for the pet.
I love that you mentioned service animals because I wanted to bring that to people's attention today.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's a state law, but I think it's actually federal. You cannot deny somebody a service animal, and you can't charge a deposit on a service animal. That's
Or
right.
pet, any fees, any monthly rent, security deposit, application, dog application fee, anything like that. Yep. I just went to a CE class last week on
Okay.
this. So I feel
Yeah.
like, yep, federal fair housing
That
is what it's under.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard for landlords to grasp that as well because even if it's a service animal, I've
Yeah.
had clients say, "Well, no, I need a deposit," and I'm like, "Guys, we can't." There was one tenant that we rented to, I think it was like late last year, maybe September, October of last year, and their service animal was a German Shepherd. And a lot of landlords' insurance policies have issues with that because it's considered an aggressive breed. Um,
Right.
but in that case, with that particular tenant or applicant at the time, we basically just got the a letter from a specialty physician that basically ordered her or prescribed her a service animal to help out with her condition. And in Texas property code, there are very specific items that we landlords can request. Have you ever gotten anybody that claims kind of a considered aggressive breed animal is a service animal?
No,
Okay.
no.
Because
Mm-mm.
I feel like there's a fine line with that. Because anybody can go online and get like a certificate or whatever for a service animal. But again, our property code allows us to ask for some additional, very specific items. It's not like they can go to a primary care physician and say, "Can you write me a letter for my dog?" It actually has to be like a very specific specialty doctor. So that was kind of an interesting thing that I had to go through. But what helped my client in that particular case feel a little bit better is that we did implement quarterly inspections versus an annual inspection of the property. And that helped them feel a little bit better about that. We got the property leased. So,
Yeah, it was interesting learning about it. Basically, any proof of any from any doctor, regardless of online or in person, anything would qualify
oh,
as. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should take the course. It was eye-opening.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, and that's a conversation that our particular board of realtors has discussed at.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I immediately called our attorney to say, hey, what can we request? You know,
Yeah.
and it's one of those fine lines. But I think in general, what hopefully you and I are trying to communicate is be open to pets. There are certain precautions and certain things that we as landlords can do to be proactive to minimize any damage that a pet may cause. Uh, and
hmm
so hopefully people understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as long as you're open to pets to begin with, um, you should probably encounter less problems down the road.
Exactly.
So rather than tenants sneaking pets in later after they get into the property, or really just everybody being upfront and honest initially, then I think it helps down the road
I agree.
with that tenant.
I agree. Well, thank you for sharing your experience. I always appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, cool. Well, I hope all of you watching have a great week, and Colleen and I will be back in the next couple of weeks to tackle more investor related topics. So take care. See you next time, Colleen.
Thanks, Courtney. Have a good one.